In this video, I'll cover the best video travel kits and the 2 separate kits I use when shooting both professional projects and regular YouTube videos on the go. Hey, it's Justin Brown here from Primal Video. We release a ton of content to help you get better results with your videos faster. If you're new here, then make sure you click that big subscribe button, and all the links to everything that we mentioned in this video, you can find linked in the description below. So let's jump into it. So what gear is best for traveling with? Let's start out first by looking at my professional gear setup and then what I use for regular YouTube videos on the go. And make sure you stick around to the end because I'll also cover my 1 pro tip that can save you a ton of rework that most people completely forget about when they're traveling. Before we get into my travel kit, let's look at the professional kit that I use. Now, I was recently on a film shoot in Bali. So the gear that we traveled with for that project, being a corporate project, was a little different to what I'd normally use for my YouTube setup. We were using Red Dragons and we were using Sony FS7s and big lighting kits and big tripods and stuff that you really wouldn't want to travel with if you're just creating YouTube videos, unless you're someone crazy like John Olsen. So the Panasonic GH4 really is the camera that travels everywhere with me. It's good enough to be used on these corporate projects like the one we had in Bali, along with the Red and along with the FS7, but it's much smaller, much easier to travel with. It's something that you can literally have your whole kit, lights, tripod, camera, lenses, all in one backpack, instead of the much bigger tripods and stabilizers and all the lights and gear that you would need on a high-end professional shoot if you're going to be shooting with Reds and high-end Sonys. So that then leads us to the YouTube gear. What gear do I use for YouTube? And make sure again you stick around to the end because I'm going to share that tip that a lot of people miss while they're traveling that can create a heap of headaches. So my YouTube gear then. Primarily, I'm shooting right now on a Panasonic GH4. As I've said, this is the camera that travels everywhere with me. The lens that I'm using on my Panasonic GH4 primarily is the 18 to 35mm Sigma lens, which is an f1.8 aperture, and it's a Canon mount, which means to use it on the Panasonic GH4, I've actually got to use an adapter or a speed booster. And the one I'm using is the METABONES speed booster. So that lets me use the Canon lens with the Panasonic camera. What it also lets you do is create that really blurry background that you're seeing here in this video and a lot of the other videos on this channel, because it allows so much more light through. We've got a video showing you exactly how you can create that blurry background look, and I'll link it up in the cards now. So then in regards to tripods, the tripod that I use primarily while I'm traveling, something that's small and light that fits in your backpack, is the SLIK Video Sprint 2. Now this one you can pick up for, I think it's around the $90 US price point. So it's pretty cheap in regards to what you're getting. So it's small, it's light, it is surprisingly really stable. And what I like about this one is that you can actually take the head off this tripod and mount it upside down or underneath the tripod. So for any overhead shots or any shots where you might be doing food preparation or drawing, then you can position your camera underneath the tripod so it's looking down to get some creative shots like that. So it's a really cool tripod. Typically for a camera with a lens like this, the lens actually weighs quite a bit. So you would normally want a more professional or more sturdy, heavy duty tripod to hold this camera. When I'm not traveling or when the amount of gear that I'm traveling with doesn't matter so much, then I'll normally take a Miller tripod or a much bigger tripod for use with these cameras. But for travel and for portability and the tripod that goes everywhere with me, it's the SLIK Video Sprint 2. Now for the audio gear that I travel with, I'll always take at least 2 wireless microphone sets, which I use the Rode FILMMAKER kit wireless microphones. So I'll take 2 sets of those in case I've got to do any interviews with 2 people. You can plug them directly into the Panasonic GH4 using a 3.5mm splitter cable. So you can get 2 channels directly into the one 3.5mm headphone jack plug. I'll also take a Rode shotgun microphone with me as well in case I need the shotgun microphone, and I'll also always carry 2 wired BOYA lapel microphones or lavalier microphones. Now another video that we've done talking about these microphones, I'll link up in the cards now so you can find out more information about those microphones, but they're my go-to microphones when I'm traveling, and it really covers off all scenarios for wired solutions, for wireless, and for your shotgun or run and gun audio as well. So then in regards to lighting, there's one primary light that I'll take with me everywhere, which is the APUTURE ALM9. Now this is a tiny, tiny little light that packs a punch. It's got a 2-hour built-in battery life, and you can charge it and run it over USB as well. So this thing is a little pocket rocket. It's tiny, you can clip it onto the top of your camera. You can also use it with your smartphones as well. But for anything more professional or for more light beyond that, then I'll take at least one, but sometimes two, of the YONGNUO YN300 Air lights. That's a bit of a mouthful, but they just run off those Sony NP-F batteries. And again, we've got links to everything that we're mentioning in the description below so that you can check them out, but also check out the cards because we've got videos on these different products as well, showing you the pros and cons of each. So that's the camera, the tripods, the lights, the audio. What are we missing here? The other things I take are probably accessories like batteries. I'll always carry at least 3 batteries. I'll carry a heap of AA batteries and backup batteries for things like the wireless microphones. I'll carry the much smaller batteries that you need for the BOYA lavalier microphones. I'll also always take a heap of duct tape or gaffer tape to hide your lapel microphones or to tape down any cables. If you're on any sort of shoot, you should always travel with duct tape or gaffer tape anyway. And the other accessory that I always travel with is at least one hot shoe extension bar. Now these you can pick up for around $6 or $7, and again, all the links are in the description. These let you plug multiple accessories onto the top of your camera or on top of a tripod. So they're really handy, and probably the highest use case for us is for mounting 2 wireless microphones or a shotgun microphone and a light directly on top of the camera or directly on top of a tripod. Okay, so that's the travel gear that comes with me everywhere. So whether it's a corporate gig, just a YouTube video, or even just a family holiday, I'll still be taking all of that gear with me. But there's a second set of gear that I'll also take everywhere to really give greater flexibility, especially with creating these YouTube videos, and that's my mobile setup. So you don't always want to have to film everything using your DSLR and using the bigger tripods and using all this gear. You can get great results using your phones as well. So I'll always take with me a small tripod, and that will either be the JOBY GORILLAPOD, which is one of those bendy tripods, or I'll take one of the ARKON tripods, which has the phone mount built in. As the phone mount on that one will let you mount your phone in either portrait or landscape, so it's a great tool to have with you. You can then attach one of those hot shoe extension bars directly to one of those tripods, and that will allow you to mount your phone and a light, or your phone and a microphone directly to the top of that small portable tripod. And then you can use either the BOYA wired lapel microphones, or you can mount your wireless microphone and use that with your smartphone as well. The only other accessory that I travel with everywhere that I haven't mentioned here is a USB backup battery charger. So to charge up the lights, to charge up your phone, to really just keep everything charged that's powered by USB while you're traveling. Now there's one thing that a lot of people forget to do while they're traveling and creating videos on the go. It doesn't matter if they're corporate videos or videos for YouTube or even just your home videos, and that is to do a backup, but not just one backup. Have multiple backups and keep them in separate places. I remember when I was first starting out, I was working on a shoot with this production company. They had one backup. They were dumping all their footage onto one drive. We'd only finished one day of shooting, but that drive died. So they lost all the footage from that one day. From that point, I've been pretty particular on backups, and you never want to have to go and reshoot something, especially if it's a client job or not even that, especially if you've just done something awesome or spend a heap of your time creating videos. You don't want to have to do it again. So at least have one backup drive and then a backup of that drive, and keep them in 2 separate locations. Unless this is something that you don't really care if the footage doesn't make it back. It's such a simple tip, but having multiple backups of your video files is a huge thing in general, but most people forget about it or overlook it while they're traveling. If you found this video helpful, then make sure you click that big subscribe button and check out the video linked on screen now for the best DSLR camera settings for video. I'll see you soon.